Supergirl's first flight isn't just cosmic, it's chaotic, crude, and packed with fan favorite cameos. A description of the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow trailer reveals appearances by Lobo, high energy cosmic battles, and a gag involving Superman being peed on by Krypto. It was a newspaper. He's not actually peeing on Superman. Uh, Sparking buzz for the film's irreverent tone, director Ann Noguera teased, "We want to show Kara's world as raw, wild, and unapologetically cosmic." I think of all the DC projects, I think I'm most excited for this.
Yeah.
So,
I know I am. I am absolutely insanely excited. Want to pull my hair out until we get this movie. I loved the Woman of Tomorrow series that they
mm-hmm.
did, that little limited series. And I think Millie Alcock's gonna she's just that she kind of embodies that Kara.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to
Speaking of
see
House of
this. And
Dragons,
Right.
yeah, and like Lobo being in it. Jason Momoa as Lobo. It's like an achievement I didn't know needed to be unlocked has now been unlocked.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's perfection as far as like casting goes. Like his attitude in like real life is 100% the main man. Like if you've ever met Jason Momoa, which me and James have, uh the dude is hilarious and he is one of those guys that embodies that character, and it's like of course he wanted to play Lobo. That makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now as far as everything else goes, I'm all in for this, and it's because it's picking up where everything is left off so far, um but taking it up a notch and knowing the story and knowing where this goes, minus the horse gag from the comics, because that's absolutely didn't make any sense, in the comic. And I heard that they're doing something that is going to be an homage to it, but it's not going to be exactly what it was in the comics, which I'm okay with.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Uh
they're not gonna have Comet?
they're saying there's going to be some kind of reference to it, but he's not going to be in the book, in the movie. Yeah,
I love
she's
Comet.
she's got Crypto. Come on.
yeah. But again, I'm very
Comet's
excited
really
for
a
this.
man that got turned into a horse by a cosmic witch. Okay, let's move on. Sorry.
So yeah, I'm very excited for this. And it's just because I want more DC in general, right? I want to see more of these stories that I love reading on screen, and I want to see just what changes are going to it to make it something that's original versus something that I'm just seeing from the page onto the screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for this too because this is, I mean, even though Superman's from another planet and whatnot, this is going to be our first like cosmic taste of the DCU, and I'm excited for that just because, the way James Gunn handled Guardians of the
Mhm.
Galaxy and that, world in itself that he told. I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited for Supergirl. So let's see. Release date is June 26th, 2026. It's a lot of 26s.
Oh
Yeah.
062626.
There you go.
So that's not too far away. That's
No,
about 6 months away.
that it's weird when we start talking like that with projects that felt so far out there. Now it's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
in like 6 months.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Nuts.
Nanobo bonkers. Let's go.
Let's keep going. When Gotham calls, even Hollywood's busiest star clears her calendar. Scarlett Johansson has reportedly stepped away from two upcoming film commitments after securing a role in the Batman Part 2. Take that, dinosaurs. While Scarlett Johansson hasn't issued a formal statement, insiders note her decision reflects the film's demanding schedule and her enthusiasm for joining Matt Reeves' Gotham saga. Frey, how you feel about ScarJo?
So I saw this and I actually had a little. I was on Instagram and I did a little comment to Geek Freaks because they were talking about it, and I have three possibilities that I actually there are more than that, but there are three possibilities I think she could be. Obviously, Poison Ivy. She could absolutely be Poison Ivy, Pamela, Dr. Pamela Isley.
Mhm.
She could also be Sasha Bordeaux because remember this is
Oh,
Elseworlds, and even though we have Sasha Bordeaux, she did
Mm-hmm.
she was originally a Batman supporting character for a
right,
while.
right.
She could be Sasha Bordeaux of that universe, or Silver St. Cloud, guys. Why not Silver St. Cloud?
Okay.
I think she would be perfect as Silver St. Cloud.
Who's Tell me who Silver St. Cloud is.
She's like she's kind of an older character in the DC, but she's very grounded in reality, and she was like a kind of a spy, also kind of Batman's girlfriend. Like she's had many iterations. So,
Mm.
but I just think she could be, and especially if they did like the spy type thing. I'd really
Yeah.
love for them to do like a Court of Owls, like get this whole thing and Court of Owls be the last. But I think they're going to save that for the main
Yeah,
universe.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
And Silver St. Cloud would be a really good character to transition into the Court of Owls. I've got a
Yeah.
different person who I think she's going to be, and I know a lot of people have been talking about this online too. Just
If you
because
say
it makes
Vicky
so
Vale, I will
no,
drive to California and slap you.
Vicky Vale would be derivative at this point. No, Andrea Beaumont,
Oh,
From
okay. I could see that.
Mask of the Phantasm. She's the Phantasm.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Spoiler alert from a movie that came out in 1993. Um,
Oh,
Andrea
that was just a
Beaumont.
little tack then.
Yeah, Andrea Beaumont, for those who didn't watch the movie, she starts off as a love interest of Bruce Wayne. She is somebody who essentially he went to college with and was like his college girlfriend. They didn't work out, but she was always the one that got away. That Bruce is always looked at as the one that got away. And she has a lot of ties in Gotham, a lot of
Mhm.
ties to various mob characters and things like that. And I'm not going to go too much further into the Phantasm and what that character is, but it is such a tragic story, the relationship between Andrea and Bruce, because she's one of the few people who knows him without the mask as Bruce. So she doesn't know that he's Batman, but like she knows that side of his personality is the real Bruce Wayne, and she knows how to pick up on it. She was one of the few people to guess that Bruce was Batman just based off of his mannerisms, and it's just because she knows him so well. And
Mhm.
there were elements of Andrea in the Dark Knight series because he was willing to give up being Batman and willing to give up everything that he was doing if Andrea would just be with him.
Mm.
You know, like Bruce
What if she's
wanted to
not a
give
love
up.
interest at all?
No, but I mean, like
Because she's
Bruce,
like 10 years older than Pattinson. I mean, I'm all for that. Be a cougar, whatever.
yeah, but like Bruce was willing to give up being Batman in order to start a life with Andrea, and this is without him knowing that she was the Phantasm. So
Good job, detective.
yeah, well, he was blinded by love at that point. So, but I mean, she's such a compelling character. Like, I think that ScarJo would be really good, just because imagine those fight scenes because
Mhm.
Scarlett Johansson is really good when it comes to fight scenes and everything like that.
Mhm.
Imagine these fight scenes with Batman as Batman and who he is fighting the Phantasm, but not like the slow moving floating Phantasm that just has a scythe. Like imagine her being like a much more tactical ghost with like still with the scythe, and how much more dangerous she would be when fighting Batman. And those fight scenes would be intense. I want to see that. I would want to see her as the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like it. So just in general, I do like this whole storytelling of people in Batman's past that are coming back as villains. So
Mhm.
again, like absolute universe is kind of what's happening in that, but like Phantasm's a great example of like tying it into like his past, and it's almost like Bruce Wayne is becoming Batman to help Gotham, but he's also creating part of the problem of Gotham, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
release date October 1st, 2027. All right. So I guess no
Yeah, I
more
haven't.
no more Jurassic World for ScarJo. All right.
Maybe she'll
Gotham's
get Jonathan Bailey to be in the Batman Part 2. He can be a Riddler or something.
Jonathan Bailey. Is that from Wicked?
Yeah, but he was also in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, moving on. Gotham's Rogues Gallery is about to get a fresh face and it's wearing an A-list mask. More Batman Part 2 news. Batman Part 2 will introduce a new male villain with an A-list actor ready to offer the role. While the studio has not confirmed which villain, speculation points to Matt Reeves expanding Gotham's roster beyond the Riddler and Joker. I know we're looking at Hush here, but who do you think the villain is of Batman Part 2, and why do you think it's Hush? Again, Batman's past.
Well, they're not going to do Court of Owls. I think Hush should be the villain of the last movie. I think it should
Yeah,
be number
I agree.
3. Um, I I really feel like, uh, and that's kind of why, like, I was thinking more like a Silver St. Cloud or a Sasha Bordeaux, or even like Pamela Isley. They could still lean into that whole uh, long Halloween
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel that they had in the Riddler, because Poison Ivy is part of that, and
Mhm.
so I feel like that might be a good thing, even if she's not actually Poison Ivy, she's just Pamela Isley, and she's not really Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy. Um, I think something like that could happen. Um, so yeah, I would like Hush to be in the third movie. So if
Mm-hmm.
it's somebody in this one, I'm thinking they could do
I
like
mean, we
the
still could
Clock
see what
King.
Two-Face, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
There's a ton of his villains we haven't seen.
Well, I mean, there's also like Clock King, Mad Hatter, Max
Ventriloquist.
Zeus,
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist. Yeah.
Well,
He's got so many rogues. Like,
yeah.
they've
So
got so
yeah, I would want them to stick with the kind of more realistic, like people who would still work in real life. So
Mm-hmm.
again, we mentioned Victor Zaz a while back, and I mean we've done Victor Zaz a couple of times, but I mean another take is, but he would have to be like a henchman level. We've been talking about Professor Pig a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Professor Pig would make a lot of sense in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Calendar Man.
Calendar Man. That's who I want to say. Calendar Man and the Calculator.
Yeah. Like because
Those would also be good.
Calendar Man as because I mean he's the main villain for Long Halloween, but it's like
Right. Yeah.
Calendar Man as
Spoiler
a
alert.
as a character is in like translating him into a real world setting makes a lot of sense because he's a serial killer that bases his killings on days of the year, hence Calendar Man. That makes a lot of sense in this universe, the way that they've built, like the way they built the Riddler,
Yeah.
where
Totally.
again, he was just kind of like this psychopathic cerebral like anarchist villain.
Mm-hmm.
He was a serial killer with a hook. Like an actual, like, he had a hook for a serial killing. He didn't actually have a hook that he killed
He had a
people with.
gimmick.
You know
He had
what
a
I'm
gimmick.
saying?
Yeah. But
Yes,
again,
yes.
like Calendar Man, that makes a lot of sense. That's a character where you have this psychosis of I am fixated on dates in the calendar, and I have to kill somebody as a serial killer. I have to kill somebody on those days. Professor Pig again makes a lot of sense because all he is a plastic surgeon that goes nuts and starts killing people to make them look prettier. Again, ventriloquist, doing a twist on the ventriloquist, because like, you know, the character himself wouldn't make sense in this world where you have this possessed doll that is, you know, dictating things
Yeah, but like
from
split personality type thing. Yeah.
right. Like you do something
Definitely.
where again you have a psychopath that is just like I'm not the one that's killing people, the puppet is.
Yeah.
But like in reality he is using another personality. And I think that's the way they did it in the animated series, was like they made him
Hmm.
I think there was an episode where they revealed that the ventriloquist himself was really doing everything, and he was just using Scarface as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like things like that. Again, Maxi Zeus makes a lot of sense. Maxi Zeus, just don't give him like the super strength, but Maxi Zeus is just basically a really big, strong dude that thinks he's a god.
Yeah.
You know, so I want the more real like characters that you could create a realistic version
Yeah.
of.
Like how Dark Knight handled Scarecrow.
Scarecrow,
That
yes.
was perfect.
Yeah. Using the fear toxin, but in reality, it's just he's a, he's a psychologist that's just messing with people. Again, I think Calendar Man and Professor Pig are the best the best bet. Like those are where I'm hedging my bets on, is those two.
Yeah. Calendar Man.
Oh, cool.
Guess what day he doesn't kill people?
6,
No.
7.
And on that note, so Batman Part 2 release date is scheduled for October 1st, 2027. And